Good morning students, myself Uma from KGV Banaganapalli. In this session we are discussing the question paper. The topics are solution and solid state. So ఈ సెషన్లో మనం ఏం చేద్దాము అంటే ఏవే క్వశ్చన్కి ఏవే పాయింట్స్ మెయిన్ పాయింట్స్ రాస్తే మార్క్స్ గెయిన్ చేయగలము అనేది మనం ఈ సెషన్లో డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము. లెట్ us go. First question. What is the coordination number of atoms in a cubic closed packed structure? What is the coordination number of atoms in a cubic closed packed structure? So answer is coordination number of cubic closed packed structure is 12. The coordination number of cubic closed packed structure is 12. Here each atom present in one unit cell, each atom is attached to other 12 other atoms. Let us see how to calculate the coordination number of unit cell. So here one unit cell are present. In this unit cell 8 corners also present. Each face one atom is present. Totally 6 faces are present. Each face they are contributed 12 other atoms. This is the coordination number of the cubic closed packed structure. So here 4 corner atoms are present, 4 neighboring atoms are present, 4 face centers atoms are present. Totally we get 12 coordination number. That means each face center they are contributed or neighboring atoms are present in the closed packed structure is 12. So ఇది మనం ఈ క్వశ్చన్కి మనం జస్ట్ కోఆర్డినేషన్ నెంబర్ మెన్షన్ చేస్తే మనకి 2 మార్క్స్ని మనం గెయిన్ చేయగలము. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ లెట్ us go second question. How many lattice points are there in one unit cell of the face-centered tetragonal lattice? How many lattice points are there in one unit cell of the face-centered tetragonal lattice? So in this question we are calculating how many lattice points present in face-centered tetragonal lattice. So first we draw the one table. In this table 4 columns. One is position of atoms, and second one is number of atoms present in one unit cell, and third one is contribution of each atom per unit cell, and fourth one is total number of atoms per unit cell. So first, position of atoms. We know in every unit cell we have 8 corners are present. So 8 corners means 8 number of atoms are present in one unit cell. Each atom they are contributed to other 8 unit cells. That means 1/8. Total number of atoms is equal to 8 into 1/8 is equal to 8 cancel, we get 1. Means 1 total number of atoms present in the unit cell at corners. Next, say face center atoms. Face center, we know in one crystal we have one cubic crystal, we have 6 faces. Each face 1 atom are present. Means total number of atoms present in unit cell is 6. So in every face they are contributed to other 2 unit cells. Means 1/2. Total number of atoms per unit cell 6 into 1/2 is equal to 6. 2 1s are 2 3s are, we get 3. So totally 3 number of atoms present in the face center atoms. So finally we are calculating the how many lattice points are present. Total number of atoms are lattice points in this 1 plus 3. Totally we get 4 lattice points are present in face center tetragonal lattice. Okay, ఇది క్వశ్చన్. ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో మనం జస్ట్ ఎన్ని పాయింట్స్ లాటిస్ పాయింట్స్ ఉన్నాయో మెన్షన్ చేసి టోటల్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఆటమ్స్ ప్రెజెంట్ అయి ఉన్నటువంటి ఆటమ్స్ కనుక మెన్షన్ చేసినట్లయితే వి గెట్ 2 మార్క్స్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ లెట్ us go next question. Define molality. Define molality. The number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent is called molality of the solution. Define molality. The number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent is called molality. Molality is denoted by the letter small m. Molality is denoted by the letter small m. So molality formula m is equal to number of moles of solute in brackets n by weight of the solvent in kgs. Molality M is equal to number of moles of solute brackets N by weight of the solvent in kgs. Another formula is there, that is weight of the solvent here in first equation kgs. In it is changes to kgs to grams. We are adding to 1000. So next equation is molality is equal to number of moles of solute into 1000 by weight of the solvent in grams. Okay, this is the question. ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో మనం జస్ట్ డెఫినేషన్ రాస్తే సరిపోతుంది. డెఫినేషన్కి 1 మార్క్ అండ్ ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్. టోటలీ we get 2 marks. Okay, let us go. Next question. What is the Frenkel defect? What is the Frenkel defect? Frenkel defect is a point defect which arises when atom or ion is missing from its normal site. When atom or ion missing from its normal site and occupies interstitial space in the lattice is called Frenkel defect. Frenkel defect is a point defect. Frenkel defect is a point defect which arises. How to arises? When an atom or ion missing from its normal site and occupies interstitial space in the lattice. Here see one diagram. Positive, negatives are present, negative ions are present in the structure. Total in this ions, one ion is missing. One ion or atom missing. They are occupies into the interstitial space. Interstitial space means in between the atoms is called Frenkel defect. In ionic crystals, usually cation escapes from its site and occupies the space among the anions because of its small size. We know positive is small in size and negative is large in size. So here positive, that means cation escapes from its normal site. They go to occupies in its interstitial space is called Frenkel defect. Examples of the Frenkel defect is silver chloride, zinc sulfide, silver bromide. These are the examples. So ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో మనకి జస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్కి 1 మార్క్, తర్వాత ఎగ్జాంపుల్కి 1 మార్క్. స్టేట్మెంట్తో పాటు కింద మనకి ఉన్నటువంటి అయానిక్ ఫార్మేషన్లో ఉన్నటువంటి డయాగ్రామ్ కూడా మనకి 1 మార్క్ వస్తుంది. సో డెఫినేషన్కి 1 మార్క్, ఎగ్జాంపుల్కి 1 మార్క్. సమ్ టైమ్ ఇట్స్ ఏం జరుగుతుంది అంటే స్టేట్మెంట్ ఒక్కదానికి కూడా మనకి 2 మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, next go. Molarity of the solution containing 5 grams of sodium hydroxide in 450 ml of the solution. Calculate the molarity of the solution containing 5 grams of sodium hydroxide in 450 ml of the solution. So ikkada molarity kaadu, molality. Okay, so let us write what are they giving in the problem data. So first, weight of the sodium hydroxide is given, that is 5 grams, and molecular weight of the sodium hydroxide we are calculating. So sodium atomic number is 11, mass number is 23, and oxygen 8, atomic number mass number is 16, hydrogen 2. Totally we get 40. Molecular weight of sodium hydroxide is 40. Next, volume of the solution, that means sodium hydroxide solution volume is 450 ml. So we are calculating here molarity. The formula of the molarity is weight by gram molecular weight into 1000 by volume in ml. So here weight of the sodium hydroxide is 5 by molecular weight of this sodium hydroxide is 40 into 1000 by volume in ml means 450 ml. Calculate, we get 0.278 molar. So this is the problem. So ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో మనం డేటా రాసినందుకు 1 మార్క్, ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్, క్యాలిక్యులేషన్కి 1 మార్క్, ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్కి 1 మార్క్. సో డేటాకి 1 మార్క్, ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్, క్యాలిక్యులేషన్కి 1 మార్క్, ఫైనల్ ఈక్వేషన్కి ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్కి 1 మార్క్. ఇట్లా మనం 4 మార్క్స్ని గెయిన్ చేయగలం. నెక్స్ట్ లెట్స్ గో అనదర్ క్వశ్చన్. What are the isotonic solutions? What are the isotonic solutions? Isotonic solutions, solutions of same osmotic pressure. The solutions of same osmotic pressure at a given temperature are called isotonic solutions. Example, blood is isotonic with saline. Blood is isotonic with saline. So here, what is the definition? Solution of same osmotic pressure have at given temperature are called isotonic solutions. Examples: blood is isotonic with saline. So ఇది క్వశ్చన్. ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో మనకి స్టేట్మెంట్కి 1 మార్క్ అండ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్కి 1 మార్క్స్. టోటలీ వి గెట్ 2 మార్క్స్ ఈజీలీ. ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో మనం జస్ట్ 1 వర్డ్ రాసినా కూడా మనకి 1 మార్క్ ఇస్తారు. ఏంటనే సొల్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ సేమ్ ఆస్మాటిక్ ప్రెషర్. ఈ పాయింట్ కనిపించినా కూడా మనకి 1 మార్క్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ ద isotonic solutions. Let us go next question. What are the colligative properties? What are the colligative properties? So here 4 types of colligative properties are there. One is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Second one is depression of freezing point, and third one is elevation of boiling point, and fourth one is osmotic pressure. Okay, this is the answer. So what are the colligative properties? What are the colligative properties? So here 4 colligative properties are there. One is relative lowering of vapor pressure, second one is depression of freezing point, third one is elevation of boiling point, and fourth one is osmotic pressure. This is the question of with answer of colligative properties. So ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో మనకి ఉన్నటువంటి 4 colligative ప్రాపర్టీస్కి హాఫ్ మార్క్ ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది. సో హాఫ్ మార్క్ టోటలీ వి గెట్ 2 మార్క్స్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ గో టు నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. Define tetrahedral void. Define tetrahedral void. Tetrahedral void, the hole formed by 3 spheres of layer in contact with each other and also with a sphere on the top or bottom of the layers. Again I repeat it. The hole formed by 3 spheres of a layer in contact with each other and also with a sphere on the top or bottom of the layer. See the structure here. First 3 spheres are touching to each other and fourth sphere is above the layer or below the layer. So in between these spheres some space is present. That space is called tetrahedral hole. So again I repeated the definition of tetrahedral void. The hole formed by 3 spheres of a layer in contact with each other and also with a sphere on the top or bottom of the layers is called tetrahedral void. If n number of atoms present in one unit cell of the closed packing, if n number of atoms present in one unit cell of closed packing, then we get a total 2n number of tetrahedral voids. Totally we get 2n number of tetrahedral voids. Okay, this is the definition of the tetrahedral void. So ఈ tetrahedral void మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, స్టేట్మెంట్కి 1 మార్క్ అండ్ డయాగ్రామ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్కి 1 మార్క్. స్టేట్మెంట్కి 1 మార్క్, డయాగ్రామ్ అండ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్కి 1 మార్క్. సో we get 2 marks easily. Let us go next question. Define osmotic pressure. Define osmotic pressure. The definition is the pressure required to applied on the solution to just stop the inflow of the solvent into the solution when the solution is separated from the solvent by a semi-permeable membrane. Is called osmotic pressure of the solution. Okay, again I repeated. Define osmotic pressure. Define osmotic pressure. The pressure is required to applied on the solution to just stop the inflow of the solvent into the solution when the solution is separated from the solvent by a semi-permeable membrane. Is called osmotic pressure of the solution. Okay, so దీనికి డెఫినేషన్కి 2 మార్క్స్. Let us go next question. What is meant by the term coordination number? What is the meant by the term coordination number? Okay, next answer. The coordination number of atom or ion in a solid is the number of nearest neighboring atoms present in around the atom or ion. Again I repeated, the coordination number of an atom or ion in a solid is the number of nearest neighbors present around the atom or ion. Okay, so ఈ క్వశ్చన్కి మనకి ఓన్లీ స్టేట్మెంట్, ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్కి మనకి 2 మార్క్స్ గెయిన్ చేయగలము. ఓకే, అగైన్ ఐ రిపీటెడ్ ది స్టేట్మెంట్. ది కోఆర్డినేషన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ atom or ion in a solid, it is the number of nearest neighbors present around that atom or ion. So best example of the coordination number, sodium chloride. First we are reading. So sodium chloride coordination number is 6. Okay, so statement ki manaki 2 marks present ayi untundi. 2 marks. Okay, let us go next question. Calculate the mole fraction of sodium hydroxide in a solution containing 98% of H2SO4 by weight. Calculate the mole fraction of H2SO4 in a solution containing 98% of sulfuric acid by weight. Okay, this is the problem. Let us how to write the data. So 98% of sulfuric acid means 98 grams of sulfuric acid is present in 100 grams of the solution. So 98% of sulfuric acid means 98 grams of sulfuric acid is present in 100 grams of the solution. Okay, next data. Weight of the sulfuric acid. Weight of the sulfuric acid is 98 grams. And molecular weight of this water. So it is a solution. So 98 grams of sulfuric acid present in the solution. Here totally 2 grams of solvent is present. Okay, so weight of the sulfuric acid is 98 grams and weight of water is 2 grams. So mole fraction of, so here we are calculate the mole fraction of sulfuric acid. So molecular formula of the mole fraction of sulfuric acid is number of moles of the solution by total number of moles of the solution. Okay, so we can here mole fraction of sulfuric acid is equal to number of moles of the sulfuric acid by number of moles of the sulfuric acid plus number of moles of the water. Here number of moles. What is the formula of number of moles? Number of moles formula is weight by gram molecular weight. Number of moles of formula weight by gram molecular weight. Here sulfuric acid is present. The weight of sulfuric acid is 98 and molecular weight of sulfuric acid also 98. Next, by 98 by 98 plus 2 grams of water is present. So weight of water is 2 by molecular weight of water is oxygen 16 plus 2 hydrogen. Totally we get 18 is the molecular weight of water. So see calculation 98 by 98 by whole by 98 by 98 plus 2 by 18. So 98 cancel, 98 cancel, 2 1s are 2 9s are 1 by 1 plus 1 by 9. So calculate, we get 0.9 mole fraction. There is no units, it is a number. Finally this is the calculation of the mole fraction of sulfuric acid. ఓకే, సో ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో మనకి మోల్ ఫ్రాక్షన్ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయమని అన్నారు. సో క్యాలిక్యులేషన్లో డేటాకి 1 మార్క్, తర్వాత ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్ అండ్ ఫైనల్ సో క్యాలిక్యులేషన్కి 1 మార్క్, 98%ని గ్రామ్స్లో కన్వర్షన్కి 1 మార్క్, టోటలీ 4 మార్క్స్. సో 98% గ్రామ్స్కి కన్వర్ట్ చేయడానికి 1 మార్క్, డేటాకి 1 మార్క్, ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్ అండ్ ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్కి 1 మార్క్. దీస్ ఆర్ ద 4 marks easily gained by students. Next question. Write the short notes on Schottky defect. Write the notes on Schottky defect. So in this Schottky defects, first Schottky defect is point defect. This is defect arises when equal number of cations or anions are missing from the lattice atom or ion is missing from its normal site in the lattice. Again I repeated, this defect means Schottky defect arises when equal number of cations and anions are missing from the lattice. An atom or ion is missing from its normal site of in the crystal. This is the statement. Ionic crystals maintain electrical neutrality, means they have positive and negative charges. Hence, number of vacancies at cation sites are equal to the number of vacancies at anion site. So, equal number of anions and cations are missing in this defect. It is Schottky defect. Best example, AB is ionic compound. So here see the picture, and AB is a ionic compound. So positive negative is present. In this, cation is missing. First and second line cation is missing. At the same time, fourth line anion also missing. Vacancies are there. We know the Schottky defect definition. In this defect, cation and anion both are missing same equally. So here in this structure we are losing or missing cation at the same time anion. Equal to the cations and anions. Okay. This defect occurs mainly in highly ionic compounds where the cation and anionic sizes are small. So this defect occurs mainly in highly ionic compounds where the cationic and anionic sizes are similar. This is the one of the condition for formation of this type of defect. And second condition is compounds with high coordination numbers. Compounds with high coordination number. In this, high coordination number means osmium chloride, OSCl. Here the coordination number of osmium chloride is 8. Okay, this is the highest coordination number. Next, the density of the crystal may be decreased or may become unpredictable. The density of the crystal may be decreased or may become unpredictable. Example for the Schottky defect is sodium chloride and cesium chloride. These are the examples. So, this question lo manam Schottky defect statement ki 1 mark, diagram ki 1 mark. Evaithe conditions unnayo, highly ionic compounds with high coordination number, condition ki 1 mark, example ki 1 mark. Totally 4 marks manam gain chegalam. Okay, let us go next question. States Raoult's law. It is very important for final exam also. The relative lowering of vapor pressure of a dilute solution containing non-volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of solute in the solution. Again I repeated, state Raoult's law. So definition of the Raoult's law is the relative lowering of vapor pressure of a dilute solution containing non-volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of the solution. Okay, so this is that statement. In this statement, formula is there, that is Raoult's law is equal to weight. Raoult's law is equal to P naught minus PS by P naught. P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to mole fraction. Raoult's law statement, P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to mole fraction. So, this statement lo manaki Raoult's law lo statement ki 1 mark, formula ki 1 mark, 2 marks avutundi. Ala kakunda Raoult's law ni problem ki attach chesi kanaka ichinatlaithe statement ki 1 mark, problem ki 3 marks. So let us see how to give it. What is the Raoult's law based problem? So here one Raoult's law important problem based on the Raoult's law. Vapor pressure of water at 293 kelvins is 17.535 mm of mercury. Calculate the vapor pressure of the solution at 293 kelvins when 25 grams of glucose is dissolved in 450 grams of water. Okay, this is the problem. Let us see. Vapor pressure of the water at 293 kelvins is 17.535 mm of Hg. Water means vapor pressure of the solution, that is 17.535. Next, glucose weight, that is 25 grams, and it is dissolved in 450 grams of water. So these are the data. So P0 is equal to 17.535 mm of Hg, and PS we are calculating. Mass of the glucose is 25 grams and molecular mass of glucose. What is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. In this, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16, hydrogen is 1. Totally we calculate molecular formula of glucose is 180. The mass of water is 450 grams and molecular mass of water is 18 grams. So let us calculate the mole fraction of the glucose. Formula of the mole fraction is number of moles of the solvent by number of moles of the solution. So let us 25 by 180. This is the glucose number of moles by glucose number of moles plus weight number of moles of water. So 25 by 180 by whole by 25 180 plus 450 by 18. So we get 5.5 into 10 power minus 3. This is the mole fraction. So in this Raoult's law, P0 minus PS by P0 is equal to mole fraction. So first we are calculating the mole fraction. So substitute the formula in this mole fraction. P0 minus PS by P0 is equal to mole fraction. P0 is 17.535 minus PS by 17.535. Totally we get 17.44 mm of Hg. This is the problem. By calculating the mole fraction, vapor pressure of the solvent by using the Raoult's law. Again I repeated. First we write the data what are they given in this problem. So P0 is equal to 17.53 mm of Hg. PS, vapor pressure of the solvent we are calculating. So mass of the glucose is 25 grams, molar mass of the glucose 180, mass of the water is 450, molar mass of the water 18. So mole fraction is equal to number of moles of the glucose by total number of moles of the solution. So 25 by 180 whole by 25 180 plus 450 by 18. We get 5.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. This is the mole fraction. According to our Raoult's law, P0 minus PS is by P0 is equal to mole fraction. So substituting the P0 value 17.535 minus PS by 17.535, that is equal to mole fraction of the glucose 5.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So calculately we get 17.44 mm of Hg. This is the problem. So this problem lo manaki Japan statement, Raoult's law statement ki 1 mark, formula ki 1 mark, calculation ki 1 mark, final answer ki 1 mark. So final ఏదైతే ఆన్సర్ ప్రెజెంట్ అయిందో దాంట్లో స్మాల్ ఎర్రర్స్కి కొంచెం నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ఆన్సర్కి మాత్రం 1 మార్క్. ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ కాకపోయినా నియర్గా ఉన్నా కూడా మనకి 1 మార్క్ ఇచ్చేస్తారు. సో ఈజీగా మనం 4 మార్క్స్ని గెయిన్ చేయగలం. ఓకే, లెట్స్ గో నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. Calculate the molality of 2.5 grams ethanoic acid in 75 grams of benzene. Calculate the molality of 2.5 grams of ethanoic acid in 75 grams of benzene. So here we are calculating what? Molality. So first write what are the data present in the problem. So weight of the ethanoic acid is 2.5. What is the formula of ethanoic acid? C2H5COOH. The molecular formula of ethanoic acid is C2H5COOH. So molecular formula of ethanoic acid is 60 and weight of the benzene also given by problem, that is 75. What is the molecular formula of benzene? C6H6. So next, what is the formula of molality? Molality is equal to weight by gram molecular weight into 1000 by volume in weight of the solvent. So here all are the data given in grams. So we are taking here formula in grams. So molality is equal to weight by gram molecular weight into 1000 by weight of the solvent in grams. So substitute all the data in the formula. 2.5 weight of the ethanoic acid 2.5 by molecular weight of ethanoic acid 60 into 1000 by 75. So finally calculate, we get 0.0313 molar. Okay, so this is the formula of molality calculation. So ee problem la manaki data ki 1 mark, formula ki 1 mark, calculation ki 1 mark, final answer ki 1 mark. So easy ga manam 4 marks ni gain cheyaгаలం. ఓకే 4 మార్క్స్ మనకి ఇలా డివిజన్ జరుగుతుంది. డేటాకి 1 మార్క్, ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్, క్యాలిక్యులేషన్కి 1 మార్క్, ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్కి 1 మార్క్. ఓకే నెక్స్ట్ లెట్ గో నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. వాట్ ఆర్ ద రిలేటివ్ లోవరింగ్ ఆఫ్ వేపర్ ప్రెషర్ and how it is useful to determine the molar mass of the solute? What is the here two questions. One is what are the relative lowering of vapor pressure? This is the one. And second, how it is useful to determine the molar mass of the solute. Okay, first question. So here two parts in this. First part is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. That is the definition of relative lowering of vapor pressure. The ratio between lowering of vapor pressure, the ratio between lowering of vapor pressure of a solution and the vapor pressure of the pure solvent is known as relative lowering of vapor pressure. Again I repeated, the relative lowering of vapor pressure definition is the ratio between lowering of vapor pressure of a solution and the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So lowering of vapor pressure of the solution is P0 minus Ps and the vapor pressure of the pure solvent is Ps. So totally P0 minus Ps by P0 is the relative lowering of the vapor pressure. Okay, so first part is completed. Second part, how it is useful to determine the molar mass of the solute. So consider a solution containing 8 grams of non-volatile solute. Consider a solution containing 8 grams of non-volatile solute. Let its molecular weight be M, capital M. Let the weight of the volatile solvent of molecular weight is capital W. B grams. Then substitute all the values in number of moles. Number of moles of the solute, that is equal to Ns by weight of molecular weight. Here weight of solution is A by molecular weight of the solute capital M. Next, number of moles of solvent. Number of moles of solvent is denoted by N0. So N0 is equal to weight of the solvent, that is B by molecular weight of the solvent capital W. Okay, substituted in this Ns and N0 value in relative lowering of vapor pressure. So relative lowering of vapor pressure P0 minus Ps is by P0 is equal to Ns by N0 plus Ns. Again I repeated, relative lowering of vapor pressure P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to Ns by N0 plus Ns. According to Raoult's law, in a dilute solution, Ns is less than N0. Okay, so substituted this N value in above equation. P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to, so N0 value, Ns value is too small than compared to N0 value. So here Ns value will be neglected. So get n P naught minus Ps by P naught is equal to Ns by N naught. So finally Ns means A by M, N naught means B by capital W. Substituting, totally we get P naught minus Ps by P naught is equal to A by M into W by B. This is the Raoult's law formula. Okay, in this formula the terms are P naught is equal to vapor pressure of the pure solvent, P naught is equal to vapor pressure of the pure solvent, Ps is equal to vapor pressure of the dilute solution, A is the weight of the solute, M is molecular weight of solute, B is the weight of solvent, and W is molecular weight of the solvents. So these 6 letters we must know what are there by solving the Raoult's law problem. Okay, so again I repeated, P naught minus Ps by P naught is equal to A by M into W by B. This is the Raoult's law formula. In this Raoult's law formula terms explanation, P naught is equal to vapor pressure of the pure solvent, Ps is equal to vapor pressure of dilute solution, A is the weight of solute, M is molecular weight of the solute, and B is weight of the solvent. Finally W is equal to molecular weight of the solvent. This is the question. So ఈ క్వశ్చన్ లో మనకి స్టేట్మెంట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో రిలేటివ్ లోవరింగ్ ఆఫ్ వేపర్ ప్రెషర్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కి 1 మార్క్, హౌ టు క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ కి 3 మార్క్స్. ఆ 3 మార్క్స్ లో రౌల్ట్స్ లా ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్, దాంట్లో టర్మ్స్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్కి 1 మార్క్ అవుతుంది. సో స్టేట్మెంట్కి 1 మార్క్, ఫార్ములాకి 1 మార్క్, టర్మ్స్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్కి 1 మార్క్, రిమైనింగ్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేసినందుకు 1 మార్క్, టోటలీ 4 మార్క్స్. సమ్టైమ్ ఇట్స్ ఆల్సో గివ్ టు 8 మార్క్స్ ఆల్సో. ఎప్పుడు ఇవ్వలేదు, సమ్టైమ్స్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. Derive Bragg's equation. Derive Bragg's equation. So what is the statement of Bragg's equation? Bragg's equation is derived from the principle that the path difference between the incident radiation must be equal to the integral multiple of its wavelength. Again I repeated, Bragg's equation is derived from the principle that path difference between the incident radiation must be equal to the integral multiple of its wavelength. Okay, this is the statement. Let's draw one diagram. Here 3 planes are taking. In these planes, first ray is passing to touch the first plane and opposite, and second plane goes to second plane, touches some atom, again opposite. So in between these 2 lines, the distance between the first and second plane is d. Okay, in between the first and second plane is d distance. So we draw the angles. So ADB, this is the one of the triangle, and ABC, this is the second triangle. In these 2 triangles, theta is the angle of the triangle. So from the above diagram, the extra distance traveled by the second ray is DB and BC. Extra distance traveled by the second ray is DB and BC. From the diagram, triangle ABC and triangle ABD are the similar, same in size. So in triangle ABD, sin theta is formula adjacent by hypothesis. So heads ABC sin theta is equal to adjacent triangle ABD BD by opposite hypothesis AB. So in triangle ABD, sin theta is equal to BD by AB. So AB is the distance between 2 planes, that is D, small d. So substituting this value, sin theta is equal to BD by small d. So here we are calculating the extra distance traveled by the second line, that is BD. So BD is equal to D into sin theta. BD is equal to D into sin theta. This is the first equation. And go to second triangle, that is triangle ABC. Triangle ABC, it is also rectangle angle. So sin theta adjacent by hypothesis. So sin theta is equal to BC by AB. So here also AB. AB means distance between two planes, that is small d. Substituting this d in the above value, so we get BC is equal to d sin theta. This is the second equation. First equation is BD is equal to d sin theta, and second equation is BC is equal to d sin theta. So finally we get n lambda is equal to extra distance travelled by the second ray, that is BC plus BD. BC is d sin theta and BD is d sin theta. Adding these two, we get 2d sin theta. So n lambda is equal to 2d sin theta. This is the Bragg's equation. N lambda is equal to 2d sin theta. This is the Bragg's equation. Here in this equation, the terms are n is the order of diffraction, n is the order of the diffraction, and d is the interplanar distance, or in between two planes the distance. Okay, this is the relation is known as Bragg's equation. Okay, so ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో మనకి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, 4 మార్క్స్కి ఫైనల్కి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ అడిగి ఉన్నారు. సో దీనికి ఏం చేయాలి అంటే, ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్కి 1 మార్క్, డయాగ్రామ్కి 1 మార్క్, క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేసి అందుకు 1 మార్క్, అండ్ ఫైనల్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో n లాంబ్డా ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2d sin theta అని మనం డిరైవ్ చేయగలిగినట్లయితే దానికి 1 మార్క్. టోటల్లీ 4 మార్క్స్ మనం గెయిన్ చేయగలం. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ మనం 8 మార్క్స్కి ఇచ్చాము, అంతేకాని
Good evening students, welcome to English class. Today we discuss first unit examination paper. So already you have listened to some classes, we covered some syllabus. So on that we are going to conduct the first unit test, that is for 25 marks. So there are 6 Romans. In the first Roman there is an annotation from prose and it is for 4 marks. And second Roman an annotation from poetry that carries 4 marks. And third Roman a short question from prose carries 4 marks. And fourth Roman a short question from poetry, it carries 4 marks. And fifth Roman a question from interpretation of non-verbal text that carries 4 marks. Actually that is for 5 marks in your public examination, but here for the adjustment of marks this is only for 25 marks, that's why it is given for 4 marks, but actually it carries 5 marks in your public examination. And finally the last Roman number consisting of vocabulary matching. So there are 5 words given in the opposite section, their meanings are there, so you have to match the word with its meaning. So that is the question paper. So now we discuss one by one how to attempt an annotation and the allotment of marks for it, and how to attempt a short answer. So likewise, see first Roman number, there is an annotation. You have already known that annotation. Annotate the following in 10 to 15 lines each. Any annotation you should write within 10 or 15 lines. So the first annotation from poetry, prose. So the lines are, some books are to be tested, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. So you have to annotate these lines. So you know the annotation structure. So first in side heading is introduction. So in the introduction you have to write, these lines are taken from the essay of studies. So first of all you have to write where these lines are taken from, the lesson name, the essay name of studies, written by Sir Francis Bacon, the father of English essay. So these two title, the lesson title and the writer name should consisting of introduction. So here 2 marks were allotted. So for the title 1 mark is allotted, and for the name of the lesson 1 mark is allotted. So here 2 marks are allotted for introduction part. Very very important. You can easily score 2 marks from introduction part. So simply for the lesson name and for the writer 2 marks were given. This is only in the annotation happens. So next part, context. So in the context, these lines, in these lines, Bragg tells us that how we may approach to different types of books. So you have already listened to the essay of studies. So throughout the essay, the writer discusses the importance of studies, the disadvantages of studies, the disadvantages of studies. So how to read different kinds of books, and books cure mental diseases as well, how the exercise cure body diseases. So all these issues are discussed in the essay of studies. So here particularly, so these lines, what they speak about? They speak about exactly in these lines. Bragg tells us that how we may approach to different types of books. So in the market, we have many kinds of books with different contents. Some books are with least bothered content. Some books are very valuable. Some books are very knowledge giving books. So there are multiple kinds of books available in the market. So while we read, every book is not in a same manner. So each book should read in a different manner. Depends upon the content and value of the content. So this is in the context part. Then come to explanation. So you have to explain the above lines exactly. So the context carries 1 mark and the remaining 1 mark allotted to explanation. See explanation once. According to Bragg, all kinds of books are not read in the same manner. There are different kinds of books with different contents. We may approach each type of book based on its content. So based on the content, so based on the value of the book, we can read it. We can spend on more time or less time, or should read in parts, or should read the whole book. So likewise. Some books we may skip through the pages. So some least important books which are pleasure giving books, we can skip the parts. Some books need not study well. So some books need not study well means the content is less important. That's why we need not study that completely. Some books are to be read by assistants. So these are least bothered books that should read by assistants. That means those books are not important, because the matter is less important. But some books are to be studied carefully and digested. So some important valuable books, so those kind of books which are help to us, so those kinds of books we can read them carefully, wholly, and that content should be digested, that content should be absorbed by us. But some books are to be studied carefully and digested because their form and content are very important. So Bragg opines that so there are different kinds of books, but how we approach to different kinds of books. So depends upon the content and value of the book, we can spend time on accordingly. Now come to second round number. Second round number, there is an annotation from poetry. So tables turned already covered the syllabus. From the tables turned, there is an annotation. It is also for 4 marks. So all the annotations carries 4 marks only. Here also there is a line limit. So between 10 to 15 lines only you can attempt the annotation. You need not waste more time on this. Books. This is a dull and endless strife. Come near the woodland linnet. So these lines now you have to annotate, keeping 3 side headings. First one you already know, introduction. So in the introduction part, 2 points should be covered. So one is the title of the lesson and second is the writer. So these two when you write, so there 2 marks you can get. See, these lines are, this is exactly the structure. These lines are taken from the poem The Tables Turned, written by William Wordsworth, a major English romantic poet. So these only enough to get 2 marks from introduction part. No need to write more and more about the writer. There is no marks allotted if you write more about the writer. So simply you can write the lesson name and the writer. So easily you can get 2 marks. Then come to context. So context means in which situation these lines were written or spoken by the writer. See, in these lines, Wordsworth speaks of books are just barren leaves that provide empty knowledge. So according to Wordsworth, so he has given less importance to the books. We can nothing get from the simply reading from the reading books. So he argues that people should come into the nature and observe the nature. So nature is the best teacher according to Wordsworth. Nature teaches many lessons. Nature teaches many things than books. So he gave more preference to observe the nature instead of reading books. Come to explanation part. The poet feels that nowadays man is very busy with his books and he forgets to go outside and spend some time in nature. So come to this modern period, so he speaks about how modern generation are. So nowadays people are very busy with their own businesses. They don't even look around the nature, what going in nature, how is the nature. So these are the pleasure giving things. So they are simply least bothered. So that's why he asked the people to come into the nature and know things from the nature, not instead of the from the books. Then books may provide knowledge but is of little use. So according to Wordsworth, so reading books gives knowledge. It's right, but that is of less use. Mostly no use. He opines that spending time in nature will not provide mental peace and health, but also teach more about humanity, goodness and evil as well. So Wordsworth argues here, reading books gives you something, but not as nature gives you. Nature teaches you the goodness of things, humanity, how humanity. These things we may not get from the books. But when we observe the nature, people, animals, many wonders we can find from the nature. So the poet asks his friend to leave aside science and arts and ask him to observe nature with open heart and observe messages from nature. So again and again repeatedly Wordsworth says that. So he asked all the people to come to the nature and enjoy the nature and learn the good things, good pleasures from the nature. Now come to third round number. So in this you have short question from prose. It carries 4 marks. So in the annotation from the introduction part you can easily get 2 marks from simply for writing lesson name and for simply writing the author name. But not happens in this. So there is, if you write the writer name and lesson name also, no mark is allotted for that. So purely it is based on the answer. So what is the exact question and what is the answer? So based on this only you can get 4 marks. See, the question is, what according to Bacon is the theme of studies? So according to Bacon, what is the theme of the essay of studies? So answer. The lesson of studies is written by Sir Francis Bacon. He is regarded as the father of English essay. So these 2 lines are enough. So no need to write more and more about the writer unnecessarily. No mark is given to extra information. Then come to the main answer. In this essay, Bacon explains that there are 3 uses of studies. So first of all, in the beginning of the essay, Bacon explains that there are 3-fold uses of studies. Firstly, studies give us delight when we are free. So in the personal time when we are free, some books serve us delight. So some books they give entertainment for us. Secondly, reading helps to communicate with people more efficiently. So, though educated people, they can communicate better with people rather than uneducated people. So, secondly, studies helps us to communicate with people in a better way. Thirdly, studies help us to deal with our problems of life. So, we can apply knowledge practically to our daily situations. So, those who are well studied, they can solve their own problems in a better way rather than illiterate people. Then, he also discusses some disadvantages. So, the above lines they speak about the advantages, the uses of studies. But in these lines, he discusses there are also some disadvantages. Spending too much time reading books will make man lazy. So some people they rely on reading books more and more. So in that way they become lethargic, lazy, inactive. So we should not spend more and more time on reading books. Next, those who study too much may make a show of their learning. So the second point is, those who study more, those who gain more knowledge, they may misuse their knowledge. They may make show of their learning. So these are the two disadvantages of studies according to Bragg. Then he also opines that all books are not to be read in the same manner. So there are different kinds of books in the market. We should not read every book in a same way, same manner. Some books to be read in parts. So there are some books we should read in parts. Some books to be read completely. So some books, the important books which are useful to us, that kinds of books we should read them completely. Some books are to be read carefully and digested. So these are more and more important books. Example are study books or academic books. So those should be read completely and that content should be absorbed and digested. Some books are to be read carefully and digested. Bragg also tells us how studies cure the diseases of mind. So he also opines that, he also says that some reading books also they cure our mental disorders, mental diseases, how exercise cure body illness. So in that way, some kinds of books, reading books also they cure some mental disorders. Every subject has its own value for the reader. So whatever book we read, so it has the value on the reader. It has the impact on the reader. So every book has its own value to the reader. He suggests history to enhance wisdom. So history, by reading history books, we can develop our memory power. We can enhance our wisdom. Then poetry to creativity. So we can read poetry or different kinds of poems by different writers. So we can develop our creativity and imaginatory skills. Then mathematics to mind wandering. So whoever they are not concentrate on the things properly, so for them he suggests reading mathematics can cure the mental disorder. That means mind wandering, unstable minds, who are unstable, who are not constant in their studies. So those people, for them he prefer mathematics. Then science to depth of the mind, so on. So science books, from the science books we can develop to understand the depth of the mind, the layers of the mind. So these different kinds of books, they can cure all these mental disorders according to Bragg. Now come to fourth round number. So in this you have one short question from poetry, that is tables turned. See the question: why does Wordsworth consider nature to be a good teacher? So why Wordsworth thinks that nature teaches many things than books? Why he considered nature as a good teacher? So the answer is, So in the first introduction part, the poem Tables Turned was written by William Wordsworth, an English romantic poet. That's enough. So simply write the lesson name and writer's name. So need not write more and more about the writer. Again and I am repeatedly telling that there is no extra mark is allotted for the writer's information. So you should concentrate more on the direct answer. So what is the answer is needed. So that answer you should give. Then only marks were given. So come to the answer. In this poem, Wordsworth explains his strong faith in nature. So basically, Wordsworth is a nature's poet. He has more and more affection towards the nature. So he, in his all the writings, he speaks more about the nature, importance of nature, how we spend time in nature, how nature teaches things. So in all these things, he repeatedly try to give in his writings. In this poem, Wordsworth explains his strong faith in nature. He strongly believes that a man can only attain knowledge in the circle of nature. The poet feels that books are not a proper source of knowledge. Books may provide knowledge, but this is little use. According to the writer, spending time in nature will not provide mental peace and health, but will also teach more about humanity, goodness, evil as well. So the poet asks his friend to leave aside science and arts and ask him to observe nature with open heart and observe message from nature. So these through all the lines, Wordsworth feels that so nowadays modern generation, they stick to modern gadgets, they stick to books. By doing this, they can achieve nothing. So he finds that nature makes us strong, nature makes us fit, and nature gives us many things which are useful. And nature teaches many things. There are many lessons from the nature. We can observe the nature and we can learn from the nature. So he has given more importance to the nature. So that's why he feels that nature is a good teacher. Nature is the best teacher to teach many things like humanity, goodness, evil. So what are the wrong things, what are the right things, good and bad, differentiation. So all these things we can observe from the nature and its components, like animals, living style of birds. So how trees grow, how plants serve us. So there are many things we can learn from the nature. So finally he asks the people to spend more and more time in the nature instead of reading books, instead of spending time on books. So this is the this is the answer for the question. Now come to fifth round number. In fifth round number, question from interpretation of non-verbal text. So what is interpretation of non-verbal text? Understand the information from the pictures. So there are, we can communicate information in two ways. One is verbal, that is written communication in words, presenting information in words. Second is non-verbal communication, means providing information in the pictures. So through the pictures we can communicate some kind of data. So you have already learned in the first year information transfer. Under information transfer there is a paragraph. You need to change that paragraph into a picture, and as well there is a picture and you need to convert that picture into a paragraph. So those skills you have already learned in the first year section. So here you simply understand the picture and what kind of information is given. So from that you can answer the following questions. So this is a pie chart. So this is in a circular diagram and the parts are divided into sectors. So each part is like a cake. So that's why it is named as a pie chart. So the sectors is like a pie cake. So that's why this is named as pie chart. And the whole diagram is equal to 100%. So why pie chart is used? For what kind of information pie charts are used? pie charts are used for the information that breaking up of one variable thing into different parts. So for that kind of information we can use this pie chart picture. So here is a pie chart with some kind of information. So these are in parts. So numeric parts, percentages. So you carefully read this pie chart and carefully you read the questions, then answer the questions. See, this pie chart is about what? Major source of energy in India. So what are the major sources of energies that considered in India? So this is about the pie chart title. So in this pie chart, the information conveyed into percentages. See, the major sources of energies are divided in this pie chart. See, petroleum 41%, coal 25%, natural gas 20%, others 1%, nuclear energy 9%, hydroelectric power 4%. So these are all the sources of energies that are used in India. So this is the pie chart information. So based on this, some questions are given. So now let us go one by one. What does the pie chart show? So what does the pie chart show? This is the answer. The pie chart shows the major sources of energy required in India, used in India, the major sources of energy consumed in India. So in this way you can write your own answer. Then second question, state true or false. So here one statement is given below. So you carefully read the statement and tell it is true or false. Natural gas and coal put together. So where is natural gas? Natural gas 20%. Then one more, coal. Coal how much? 25%. Put together, so we combine both the percentages, is almost equal to our major source of energy. So what is the major source of energy in this pie chart? Petroleum. How much percentage is? 41%. So what is the question here? So natural gas and coal both put together is almost equal to the petroleum, that is 41%. Then you combine natural gas 20% and coal 25% equal to 45%. So that is almost equal to petroleum or not? It's true or false? It is true. So 41%, 45% it is near only, no? Next, come to third question. What is the second major source of energy in our country? What is the second major? First major source is petroleum 41%. And what is the second major source of energy? That is coal. So coal is next to petroleum. 25%. Coal. Answer is coal. Fourth question. How many sources of energy are taken into consideration? Overall, in India, how many sources of energies are used? How many sources of energies are considered? So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many? 6 sources of energies are considered in India. The answer is 6. Then, last question. What is hydroelectric power? What is hydroelectric power? What is the answer? Electricity produced from water. Hydro means what? Water. So electricity produced from various sources. So hydro means here water. That's why power produced from water. That is the answer for fifth question. So this is the fifth Roman number, interpretation of non-verbal text. So you may have given any kind of picture, whether it is pie chart or table or flow chart or bar graph. So there are many pictures conveying some kind of information. So you may get one among them. So you can carefully go through the picture and answer the following questions. So that is about fifth Roman number, interpretation of non-verbal text. Then come to last Roman number, match the words with the meanings, definitions. So you have the exercise vocabulary. So in that vocabulary, There are words from prose part and poetry part. So here 5 words are given in the A section. In the B section, answers were given, meanings were given. You can match the A column with B column. That means the word with its exact meaning. So here 5 questions, but here in this section there are 7 answers. So extra 2 answers. So you can choose from 7 to the 5 words. See the first word, monorail. So you can match these meanings with these words with these meanings in this way, not drawing lines like this way. This is wrong way. So here numbers were given. Here for answers alphabets were given. So in this way you can answer. For example, first word, the answer is what? Monorail. What is the answer for monorail? See all these options, you can read one by one and select the right answer. So I will reveal the answer. Monorail means, mono means what? Single. A train which uses one rail instead of two tracks. So mono means here single. So in this way you should connect the meaning. A train which uses one rail instead of 2 tracks. So first, for the first word, the answer is C. So you have to write for first word, the answer is C. Then second word. So in this way you can match the words and meanings. Okay. So second word, interrupt. So what is interrupt? So go through all these options. Interrupt means burst between or among, which result in disturbing or stopping the work. So interrupting means disturbing something, stopping something. So what is the answer for second word? The answer is D. Option D. So you have to write in this way. Next, third question, third word. What is the third word? Microcosm. Microcosm. So what is the answer for microcosm? Micro means a small. So micro means small. See, here is the answer. A small model of something. So this is the answer. For the third word, the answer is E. Option E. So you write E. Next, fourth word. What is the fourth word? Credible. So credible means what? The answer is A. That which can be believed or believable. So for fourth word, the answer is A. Alphabet A. So fourth A. Next, fifth one. Last one, chronicle. So what is the meaning of chronicle? Chronic means the age. Chronic means age. Where is the age related meaning here? See here, B. Events of time, record of events ordered by time. So chronicle means time. So here is the answer. That alphabet is B. So exactly you can write. You can answer this Roman number in this way, not in another way. So write the number, first word and the alphabet, which is the answer. So this is how you can answer the vocabulary section. So this is the whole 25 marks unit model paper. You will get very soon this question paper. Now, either this one or it may changes. So you ready to answer the question paper. Thank you all.